Hey YouTube, Kiritwig here, bringing you all an update to my Blackwing Yugioh deck profile for December 2024. I wanted to do an update to the Blackwing deck for quite a while now, and just waited to actually collect all the cards for the deck myself, because I actually used to borrow the deck a lot from a buddy of mine, but wanted to build the deck myself after seeing just how many cool combos you can do synchro-wise, and then just potentially with other plays in the deck, but very happy with the results of the deck altogether. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and get started with the main deck monsters. For the Blackwing monsters, we're running 3 copies of Blackwing, Simoon the Poison Wind. If you control no monsters and have this card in your hand, you can banish one other Blackwing monster from your hand and place one Black Whirlwind from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone. Then either send this card to the graveyard or immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon it without tributing. You cannot special summon monsters from the extract for the rest of this turn, except for dark monsters. You can only use this effect of Simoon the Poison Wind once per turn, and during the end phase, send the Black Whirlwind and place card to the graveyard, and if you do, take 1,000 points of damage. So not only does it set up the Black Whirlwind for you to be able to use when you normal summon out the Simoon, you get the effect of the Black Whirlwind that you placed on the field as well, giving you the search for another Blackwing monster. We also run 3 copies of Blackwing Sudri the Phantom Glimmer. When this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 card that mentions Blackwinged Dragon from your deck to your hand, except for Blackwing Sudri the Phantom Glimmer. You can tribute 1 monster to special summon 1 Phantom Glimmer token, Wing Beast Dark, level 2, onto the field, then take 700 points of damage. You cannot special summon from the extract during the turn you activate this, except for synchro monsters, but really it's not a lockdown for the deck. Synchro summoning is a big part of the deck as a whole, so just using Sudri for that setup gives us more of a resource on the field in the form of that level 2 tuner token as well, depending on the monster we tribute, with the other 3 ofs being 3 copies of Blackwing Shamal the Sandstorm. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard to place 1 Black Feather Whirlwind from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone. If a Blackwing Synchro monster or Blackwing Dragon is special summoned to your field while this card's in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can banish this card, then target 1 Blackwing monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and take 700 points of damage. The 700 points of burn damage seems to be a following trend with the Blackwing deck, but being able to set up our Black Feather Whirlwind just gives us more of a special summon option, except during the damage step, for the special summon of your Black Dark Synchro monster or Blackwing monster in the graveyard, giving you that setup for your play. Gives you more use of this card as well. And then also with your use of Shamal the Sandstorm, being able to set up your Blackwing Dragon monster as an additional play as well. And then lastly, for the 3 ofs, 3 copies of Blackwing Vada, the Emblem of Wandering. If you control a Blackwing monster other than Blackwing Vada, the Emblem of Wandering, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Blackwing Vada, the Emblem of Wandering once per turn this way. During your main phase, you can send this card on the field of the graveyard along with 1 or more non-tuner Blackwings from your deck, so that the total levels equal exactly 8. To special summon 1 Blackwing Dragon from your extract, and also you cannot special summon from the extract for the rest of this turn, except for dark monsters. You can only use this effect of Vada, the Emblem of Wandering, once per turn, but that setup to summon out your Blackwing Dragon makes it a very big resource in the deck, because not only can it set up your Black Feather counters, but it can also give you more of a use for your monsters on the field, and giving you more setup for Blackwing monsters in your graveyard also. For other monsters we run in the deck, I run 2 copies of Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind. Now you can either run Gale the Whirlwind. I like it for the additional tuner special summon just by controlling another Blackwing monster. You can also use Bora the Spear in this final spot as just a special summon resource for the only 2 ofs that we run in the deck, with the 1 ofs for the Blackwing monsters being the 1 copy of Chinook the Snow Blast, being able to send this card from your hand or field of the graveyard to target a face-up monster your opponent controls, send 1 Blackwing Synchro monster or Blackwing Dragon from your extract to the graveyard. Until the end of this turn, the target monster loses 700 attack and negates effects, so just more of a effect negation monster. 1 Sharinga the Waning Moon. If a monster with 2,000 more attacks on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. So more, once again, a tuner resource to summon on the field just by having a bigger monster on the field also. 1 Harmattan the Dust, being able to control a Blackwing monster other than Harmattan the Dust. And another special summon resource, 1 Zonda the Dusk. You cannot special summon from the extract except for synchro monsters. You can only use 1 of the following effects of Zonda per turn. If it's normal or special summon, you can target 1 monster on the field, return it to the hand. Then you can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon a level high or higher Blackwing monster from your hand or deck, then take damage equal to its attack. So just more of, once again, another resource to grab other Blackwings from the deck onto the field. The 1 copy of Steam the Cloak, just another token resource if it leaves the field. And then the 1 Chris the Crack of the Dawn for another level 4 special summon resource. Just all one-ups because you can search whichever one you specifically need for your play from Black Whirlwind. So you really only need 1-ofs for these cards. The other ones are all big starters for the deck, so all 3-ofs, aside from Gale the Whirlwind being a 2-of. And then for the rest of the main deck monsters, 3 copies of Ash Blossom, along with 2 copies of Effect Veiler, and the 2 copies of the Droll and Lockbird. I just like the hand trap lineup in the deck for more of a competitive approach for the deck as well. So I find this to be the most useful for just shutting down any of your opponent's plays that they may try to do, with the spells being 3 copies of Black Whirlwind. This could potentially be a 2-of as well if you wish, just because you can set it up with Simoon, the Poison Wind. I do like the 3 though, because this card does stack. So if you have the 1 in your hand already, you use the 1 set from Simoon. If you set 1 additional one, that's just 2 searches off your Blackwing monsters as well. And then just being able to make use of more and more normal summons, because it is not a once per turn either with Black Whirlwind. We're also running the 1 copy of Black Feather Whirlwind. Just once again search. If you special summon a Dark Synchro monster from your X deck, except during the damage step, you can target one other Blackwing monster or Blackwing dragon that is banished in your graveyard with attack less than that special summon monster, and special summon it, giving you those resources back onto the field as well for those plays, with the other 1-ofs being 1 copy of Pot of Prosperity and the 1 Call by the Grave, just more search power, and then just being able to stop any of our opponent's graveyard monster effects or the hand traps also, with the last of the spells being 2 copies of Triple Tactics Thrusts and the 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent, because an opponent's hand trap could definitely screw up our plays in the deck. So having a way to just grab the Triple Tactics Talent and then make use of that card or one of the normal traps that we run in the deck as well, with those traps being the only ones for the rest of our lineup, being the 1 Blackwing Twin Shadow, the 1 Delta Crow Anti-Reverse, and then the only counter trap in the deck, which is the Black Shadow Squall, more of a spell and trap negation, a destruction with anti-reverse, and then being able to go for more of a trap synchro play with our opponent's cards also. That's it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. For the Synchro monsters, we run 2 copies of Blackwinged Assault Dragon, needing 1 tuner Synchro monster and 1 non-tuner monster. Must be Synchro summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by banishing 1 tuner Synchro and 1 Blackwinged Dragon from face on the field or graveyard. Each time your opponent activates a monster effect, place 1 Black Feather counter on this card. When that effect resolves, if you do, inflict 700 damage to your opponent. And during your opponent's quick effect, you contribute 1 during your opponent's turn quick effect. You contribute this card with 4 or more Black Feather counters to destroy all cards on the field. So not only does it have the option for a monster effect burn, and then also just a destruction blow up effect as well. That's why we run the 2 copies, because it is very easy to summon out 2 Blackwing Assault Dragon to the field, going for more of the Black Feather counter build up as well, and then just the ease to be able to summon this card out using the Blackwing Dragon, which, speaking of, we're running 1 copy of Blackwing Dragon along with the rest of the Blackwing engine, being the 1 Blackwing Boreas Storm the Wicked Wind, the 1 Fuller Armor Master, and then lastly the 1 Assault Blackwing Chidori the Rain Sparkling for more of the attack boost with this card, and then special summon option for the Wing Beast Synchro monster from our graveyard to the field again, with more of the generics for the Synchro lineup being the 1 Bysteel Dispatter, the 1 Draco Berserker of the Tenyi, and then lastly the 1 Cyframe Lord Omega. I know you're locked into synchro plays for a good majority, so if you didn't want to run the Cyframe Lord Omega, you could always replace it for a the Dark Charmer Gloomy for our Link monster lineup, with our Link monster lineup being the 1 SP Little Knight, the 1 Tri Brigade Farragut, the 1 IP Masquerena, the 1 Moon the Closed Heaven, the 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and then the 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. Most of the time you'll go for the SP Little Knight and the IP Masquerena and the Nightmare Unicorn play for the majority of our Link plays, but it's still good to have a backup in case in some way we're locked out of any of the synchro plays for the extra deck. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, as I said before, Simoon the Poison Wind opens up a lot of your plays, just being able to banish another Blackwing monster for this play from your hand. So if you banish that additional resource, you can set up the Black Whirlwind onto the field, summoning out your Simoon the Poison Wind, and then giving you the additional search for that card being your normal summon. So then you can grab your Sudri the Phantom Glimmer, normal summon out your Sudri, activating the Black Whirlwind again, giving you the search for your Blackwing Tuner, and then having the additional option for your Sudri to be able to tribute your Blackwing monster to give you the token on the field. Being a level 2 tuner, you can then use the token and the Sudri to go for the additional synchro play, giving out your Boreas Storm the Wicked onto the field. If it's synchro summon, you can send one Blackwing monster from your deck to the graveyard. If you do, this card's level becomes the same as that monster. And when it destroys opponent's monster by battle, you can banish one Blackwing monster from your graveyard face on the field, except the destroyed monster, to special summon the destroyed monster to your field and defense, giving you that resource on the field, but also the send and setup to the graveyard for more Blackwing monsters for you to be able to use for any of your plays. And then depending on the Blackwing monster that you searched off of that monster as well, being able to search and summon out that monster to the field as well. You can either go for cards that can summon themselves out with that resource. That's why we have a good number of one-ofs to then be able to summon onto the field as well. So you can grab the Harmattan for that play, and then from there being able to use that Harmattan, the Dust, and then the adjusted level of your Boreas Storm the Wicked to be able to potentially go into cards like Blackwing Assault Dragon or Blackwing Dragon to begin with also. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Just a big update to the deck that I'm very happy with as well, and I hope you all enjoyed. And until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.